versus Aurora. So if you guys are just tuning in, not a bad timing. We're going to see Aurora smoke out right away. I'm surprised. Pucks usually like to orb out and get a really aggressive ward placed, but kind of holding off on it. We'll end up getting the ward out anyway.
Yeah, it's something we see a lot nowadays. Both heroes showing up in the mid lane smoked, just walking by each other. No one smoke popping. Smoke pop now.
So Secret going for the late smoke. We've seen this a couple times, right? They don't smoke down the lane immediately. They're going for like a little bit of a later smoke, and they're gonna wrap around to the top side here. Medusa is basically a creep at this point of the game, right? If you actually happen to find the Medusa anywhere, she's certainly dead. So that's what they're looking for. They have some great heroes at doing so as well, right? Just like if you happen to go Magic Missile on the opening, get a good deep ward placed as well. And who are they gonna walk into? It's going to be Ollie. They actually managed to see all of them. He goes for a nice defensive disruption. The push away with the flame breaks, not enough. A great arrow out from Puppy as they will be able to finish off the Shadow Demon, and first blood will go to Boom.
That's a great kill for him. You see, he's already. Oh, I thought he might save up for the Helm of the Iron Will. He's gonna get a magic stick first, but all this extra gold gonna make it easier for him to reach that item timing. And once he has it, it's pretty hard to push him away. Shadow Demon, not a strong laner. Medusa does slowly whittle you down, but when you have that Helm of the Iron Will, you kind of counter that out.
Okay, this was actually super sick by Puppy bottom. Jabs was trying to kill the ranged creep and then like block the creeps into the tower. Puppy just snipes him on an arrow from downtown and then denies the ranged creep. That was cool. Well played by Puppy. But let's take a look at some of his other lanes. I think the top lane should still be okay for the Medusa. It's going to be kind of hard for them to gap close, right? Like Vengeful Spirit, you go with this Magic Missile, you have the Hoof Stomp to follow it up. And yeah, it's a little bit off the mark there. Ollie just being a little bit annoying here. I mean, these illusions do a lot of damage, especially onto something like a Vengeful Spirit, right?
Yeah, in these early levels, he can use it for some harassing. As it gets, as the laning stage progresses, he's going to want to start saving Disruption to try to save either himself or his Medusa, because this stun combo could be a lot of damage to get a kill.
Take a look at mid lane. Corden not having a great time against Puck. We're going to see a little bit of a pause here. It seems as Void Spirit has to DC on out. His bottle, I'm sure, is on Courier, right? Yeah, it is. Okay. So he will be able to kind of reset here before the rune, or probably right as the rune spawns, but Puck is one of those heroes that can double rune you if you time the orb right.
That is true. If he double runes him here, it would be huge. Because right now, Void Spirit is low. It's nothing too crazy. Puck is a ranged hero versus a melee hero, so the first couple levels usually start this way, but as Void levels up and picks up more damage, it becomes easier. You get more points in the Resonant Pulse to tank through like the right clicks from Puck. So this so far is like not a huge deal, I feel like, but if you do get double bottled or double rune stolen from Puck while this low, that's going to be big for Lorinov, who has been overperforming, I feel like. He's been doing really well this tournament. You don't want to see this guy dumpster your mid lane. That's not a good sign for the rest of your game.
He's actually just gonna try and push the Void Spirit back even more. And well, all right, so he will commit to the top rune. All right, so this will mean one rune for the Void Spirit. That's fine. That's exactly what he needed. A little bit of recovery there for him. Q trying to block the pulls here from Puppy, and looks like he'll be successful with that as well. Some good stuff there from the Bat Rider, but
something Aurora has been really good at from the games we saw is stacking. They have some great heroes for that this game. Medusa, give her stacks. Kunkka, Bat Rider, they'd love to clear some early stacks. But we'll see if that comes into play here as well. It's only a few minutes in. You don't want to waste too much time stacking at the start. You still play in the lane, but we're reaching the point where you've got some freedom to move around.
Yeah, once you grab the Lotus here on the Bat Rider, it gives him a little bit more freedom to not have to play the lane, right? Like he can kind of go stack. He can give this Lotus to the Kunkka if he wants, and Jabs is not really at risk of dying once he gets that second bracer out. At least, well, I guess he might need boots against the Troll Warlord, so we will see. But mid lane, Lornov actually falling very low here as we're getting close to that 4-minute rune, but he's gonna have to pop some clarities here and try and regen at the moment. I mean, overall, it's a pretty good start here for Secret. It's like this slight gold advantage kind of just set off on the back of that early first blood, and Boom's opting to just go straight for the phase boot. So he's not going for that Helm of Iron Will like we thought he might do. He's just got himself a magic stick, and he'll rely on the armor from those phase boots instead. Actually a pretty good read against these heroes, right? Constant snake spam. Shadow Demon loves to use spells as well.
Yeah, he's already got himself 9 charges.
Dude, what a rotation from Secret mid. They know that they're putting the pressure on this puck, and they bring both of their supports here. Deny the water runes away. Good stuff.
Yeah, this is a matchup that's already going to start leaning toward the Void Spirit as well. Well, you might need some help from supports to... can someone go play really aggressive die and then TP to my lane to fill my bottle? Q, come on. Get in there, buddy. Go Firefly that troll.
Q's been doing a pretty good job at annoying Puppey on this small camp. Like every time Puppey wants to go for a pull, Q just comes over and Fireflies it, farms it, and then goes and like farms another camp. So he's been doing a pretty good job at kind of limiting what he can do on this 5 position Mirana, but Chrysalis is having a fantastic time. Like his game is super free right now, 26 and 6 in terms of his net worth, or in terms of his last hits.
Seeing the first stacks come into play too.
We're closing in on the level 6 here for this Void Spirit as well. I guess that's one way to address the stacks. You just go in there with a Mirana and start throwing arrows. Bottom lane, Chrysalis needs to be a little bit careful. The flame break into the X, the torrent. He's all alone. Puppey is not here to get him out of danger, and that is a kill. Going the way of Jabs. Beautiful connection there on those two.
Q, please dive that Mirana. TP to me. Fill my bottle.
Right.
Lornov, he's the stand-in. He's too polite right now. He's just doing his best. If he's on the team, then he feels more comfortable. Like, go, die, fill my bottle. All right, 6 minutes coming in here.
Ancients to stack.
Yeah, he's gonna need some help. Shadow Demon coming in, but so is Venge. All right, he is gonna get the illusion rune this time. He really needed that.
Yeah. Especially since you have a level 6 Void Spirit who is quite strong, and he looks like he might be settling for the Shadow Demon here. The nice magic missile out into the Remnant, and the quick pick off there for Cord, and he's also going to get the bounty rune, so that will end up being quite a bit of regen going back his way anyway.
You know, look at mid. Puppey's here.
Oh, that is so close to hitting the arrow. Nicely, I mean, it's a great attempt from Puppey.
Yeah, coming through the trees to give Lornov the least time possible to react to that arrow, but great player, still dodges it, so the aggression will die from there. 7-minute runes. Anyone gonna go for any steals? Doesn't look like it. Thought maybe Puppey does after that failed gank.
I thought Q was like gonna just stack the triangle again, but no, he doesn't want to risk losing the wisdom rune. I can't really blame him.
Yeah, they don't know where Puppey is. We know that Puppey didn't go for the steal, but seeing that Puppey failed that mid gank, hasn't shown in that bottom lane, you'd hate to have your wisdom rune stolen here. Every game you hate to have your wisdom rune stolen. So.
Yeah, there is no game where you're like, yeah, it's all right this time.
Yeah, everyone watching, if you're not prioritizing wisdom runes at 7 minutes, you're doing something wrong.
Oh, they are going for a stack here on the jungle. Q wants to finish this up as Puppey can't really get away from the Kunkka. Does have one more leap available. Does get the courier. He's trying to deny himself to the creeps, and he gets it. Nice. The leap of death.
Very nice. Jabsy was even trying to position preempt. He knew what was going to happen, but was trying to get in position for the Tidebringer to finish it off. But these Ancients too strong. Q, why'd you stack him? He denied himself now.
That was quite funny. I mean, he's still, there's so much stacking happening again on Aurora. We haven't even touched about the fact that like the medium small camp behind the Radiant safe lane has just been getting constantly stacked by the Shadow Demon. I think I've seen 23 kill like probably an extra 10 to 15 creeps up here, so.
Yeah, Medusa's now topping the net, the last hits. But some of these are small creeps, so it's not like, it's not crazy ahead, but it's where you want to be. It's how you want to start this.
Great rotation bottom. You're not quite level 6 on the Kunkka. The Vengeful Spirit into the arrow, more than enough. So Jabs gonna delay that boat a little bit longer. This does open up the triangle again.
Yeah, it's the downside of having supports that they know, like Secret knows, they're just stacking a bunch. It means you're not in the lane doing anything there if you're trying to stack jungle camps. So taking advantage of that to find a kill. Like Puppy's moved in here, he's gonna block one of these camps.
Is Puck actually just farming as well? Yeah, Lornov is actually just farming stacks in his jungle as well. So yeah, they really have no intention of fighting at the moment. It looks like they just want to get to these core, like really important items. The Witchblade, obviously a big one for the Puck. But the big loser at the moment is just Jabs on this Kunkka. He needs some help. Despite finding that kill earlier onto the Troll Warlord, you can't really commit to him now with the Battle Trance.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Mid lane.
Mid lane. Going for a dive here. They find Ollie. A nice coil from Lornov, and Ollie will survive thanks to all that bonus armor from the tower. And Puppy might survive here. Does barely get out to 40 HP. The Stampede paying off. As he's just... he might just deny himself to some creeps here. It's hard to say. He's got no TP for a while.
After stealing a jungle camp with arrow.
Dude, Corden gets the amplify damage rune. He's got no astral steps left, but you're not quite level 6 on these supports.
Kunkka gonna catch up as he does this ancient stack. He has been sacked for these stacks, but I guess actually we also forgot about that Mirana kill that got denied from him. He'd look a little better if he got that too.
That's true. Honestly, Puppy is just sitting under Mighty Mines, getting a bunch of HP back, and took away 2 big creeps. So not bad actually. Ends up getting some useful stuff done in that time frame.
Forgot about Mighty Mines. I think a lot of people kind of forget about the side benefits. It's just like it's there. I'm wondering how much it needs to change, and if pros like really like plan around it. Like, is that why they want Radiant? They're like, oh yeah, Mighty Mines. No, what is the one down here? Well, let's go.
The Wishing Well or something?
Wishing Well buff. It's a cool idea. I like it, but it doesn't seem like it's really come into the meta yet. It's just like there. Well, maybe Puppy does. That's why he's sitting there.
Dire's top tower.
Yeah, certain heroes definitely benefit from one or the other when they go to the jungle, right? It kind of depends. You can also like modify your item builds slightly. If you're a hero that like needs mana, but you're on the Radiant side, like maybe you can just play a little bit greedier and go for like a damage item if you want to jungle, but I think you're right. It doesn't play like the biggest role in deciding sides here. Speaking of Troll Warlord, how close are we to this Battle Fury? He's closing it, only 600 away. Jabs. Oh, he's fine. He's out. Okay.
Interestingly, this game we see Q going for a Pavis on his Bat Rider, not trying to go for a fast blink. I'm guessing their mentality then is we're gonna put this Medusa on front and we don't need to initiate. We don't need to start things. Just let Medusa be the front line, make her really strong, and then counter initiate when they go on Medusa. Otherwise, like if you need to start stuff, I think we'd see a blink from Bat Rider. I mean, he'll still probably get one eventually, but
yeah, it could be a little bit of the Venge as well, right? Like it makes it less fun to play the Bat Rider with an early blink if the Vengeful Spirit's available, but I think your read is probably the big thing, right? You just kind of want to get to a solar crest for this Medusa.
She's doing well. I wonder if Troll will end up building a Diffusal to burn mana. It did get a little worse, but it's a pretty nice item versus Medusa.
We're gonna see a smoke come out from Aurora. A pretty like low like kill game. We're seeing it 4 kills here, just 13 minutes. But Jabs up onto the front here. He just gets a blind torrent to Puppey. What a grab! And
Hacker man here.
Yeah, dude, that is pretty neat. But in comes Corden, a massive astral step onto 3. Disruption buys him some space, and there's gonna be a great coil as well. But the numbers from Secret are there. The coil does snap, trying to hold this Void Spirit down. Can they do it? Nice swap out from Eki. But here comes 23 on this Medusa, trying to find the kill, down to 7 HP. He gets him with a sticky of all things, and Chrysalis here caught out on the bottom side, does still have that ult available. Great stomp out from Boom. Corden goes back in once again. Q in a little bit of danger, but throws out that Pavise. They're just taking so much of the damage, and Chrysalis, he's got to be careful, man. He's on the run. They want to chase, but can they dive him under the tower? They've got another X. No torrent this time, but you do have a Waning Rift available in a moment. They will back up.
You're pretty happy with that. It got a little dragged out, but that was a 3 for 1. So it looked scary too. Secret, that was a really nice jump initially, but just didn't quite have the damage to finish it off. That boat buff coming in, keeping them all alive. And the Pavise too.
Puck needs to be careful. Up onto the high ground. Nice chase here from Boom. Does not quite get away at the moment, but does have one more jaunt away. Has that regen rune, of course, that he just bottled. And Lorna going to be very happy to get that one running.
Tower is under attack.
Oh, Medusa's actually getting the Diffusal. That's interesting.
I mean, it's pretty good for Swap. Does snap the coil, but of course the shield helps her out quite a bit. Here comes the X. Jabs. He's just gonna let the boat go. Do they finish him off? Lorna's got a lot of damage himself, but it's not enough. Puck goes forward up onto the high ground. Corden follows. Jabs is here looking for something, and so is Q. He sees Puppey. Can he actually close the gap? No. You don't get that movement speed anymore, you know, from the Solar Crest on yourself, so.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, that item was busted when it did it.
Yeah, dude. Corden goes in, finds Ollie. Great remnant into the arrow, and they will take down the Shadow Demon. A great pickoff. Not worth the most, but a big part of their team fight, so.
Bottom tower might fall to this catapult. One more attack. Oh, okay, from Boom. He's gonna deny it.
That works.
Halberd almost finished by Kunkka. 23 is walking over that stack. He was like, no, no, no. This is my Halberd. Turn around. Turn around. That Halberd will be really good. You just drop it on the troll. Even Void Spirit in this early game, he's doing a lot of right-click damage as a universal hero. So disarming any of these heroes, very strong. I also wonder if it's part of like the early game plan of get Medusa pretty strong and let's go. This fast Halberd means that troll probably doesn't have a BKB yet, right? He's still working on that Sanj Yasha. If they decide to go anytime soon in the next like 4 to 5 minutes, still not could be a BKB. Troll's not going to do anything.
Vengeful Spirit coming in very aggressively behind the tower will get scouted out, and he ends up swapping out the Medusa, but they even commit the Purge. So they find themselves a pretty easy pick off. And I'm pretty sure that, yeah, they committed the Moonlight Shadow. So an instant smoke out here from Aurora. They get the coil on the Corden, maybe, but he also has a shield rune plus that Mage Slayer. So he is not an easy kill. They're still pinging around the mid tower. This is that downside of not having that blink early on Q. He would absolutely commit it if he gets the feeling there's a hero here, but looks like they might just get the tower uncontested. Jabs. His smoke's gonna pop, and the ward here will scout him. So Corden just astral steps down to the low ground. Torrent not on the mark, but Yeah, they get the tower. That's all they really wanted from this, so that's nice.
That's going to speed them up on their timings. Puck just finished the blink. Batrider is going back for a blink. About halfway there. It's honestly not a bad blink timing anyways, considering he's a support who bought another item first.
He's so far.
And yeah, I do think we're going to see them start getting together. I like this. Ollie building the Aether lens as well. He's just going to stand behind the Medusa, save whoever gets gone on, which is probably the Medusa who's on the front line. So far, I like it. I feel like they have a plan and they're itemizing towards it. Let's see how, once they finish their items, how they end up actually executing on it.
Yeah, I'm looking for the next set of items for Secret. Like, what's going to be the big game changers here? And it's just a bunch of Kaya Sanj and Yasha items, right? They have Kaya Sanj queued up on the Centaur, Kaya Sanj queued up on the Void Spirit, Sanj and Yasha queued up on Troll Warlord. So they're just like, okay, let's just get some stats, some status resistance, and a little bit of damage, and we'll see how we go from there. Are you surprised to see the no Shivas being queued up here on the Centaur?
Bottom tower is under attack.
It was a very good build-up before. The recipe's worse, so I think unless you really need the regen reduction and the spell amp, it's not as good. And this game, he's got a lot of physical damage from his teammates. And on the other side, like Medusa heal regen, LMAO, you know, no value there really.
Yeah.
But the armor would be nice, but maybe you can just opt for another armor item later on.
Yeah, potentially.
Dragon Scale, nice pickup. That'll help him with his armor.
Yeah. Man, this Medusa is going to be very farmed very fast here. Not to mention, like, Shadow Demon, you can just use these disruption illusions to split push as well, so that's very nice. Plus, it gets the bonus base damage, which pretty good for Medusa illusions.
All right, I was gonna say I think they want to wait for Disperser before going, but actually looks like they're smoked up, getting ready to go. Maybe looking to fight the 20-minute rune.
It's an amplify damage.
Yeah, fantastic rune for Puck. They're gonna smoke everybody up. I don't think there's any wards here. Yeah, so maybe they can catch Secret off guard here.
They saw a glimpse of someone. They see Eki now, which Q will reveal that Blink Dagger. That is a nice find, right? You know the Venge is always going to try and cancel out those Blink lassos, so take the one hero that ruins it away.
Yep, and then 23 just going to come down, start poking this tower. I don't think they're really going to commit here. I think they want to grab the Aegis when they can. They can do it. It is going to be slow, though.
I mean, they didn't really commit a whole lot outside of the lasso, so Lorna might just go for Puppy here on a solo kill, and my god, the amplified damage plus the Vambrace. Dude, what was that?
Disgusting. That's what that was.
Just took
too much damage
in like 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, Puck is one of the best. There's a couple heroes who do a mix of spell damage.
Oh, they caught jabs. He's a great find. He gets the halberd off, but there's still so much extra damage coming in, and the boat will not save him. Nice grab. They will know about that ward now.
Yeah, and I was talking about Roche for Aurora, but Secret actually has an easier time doing Roche with the Troll Warlord, and after a kill like the Kunkka, that's a huge part of the team fight, so they're just going to run in here right away.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing can stop them, really. Like, you would have to have that Kunkka to throw the boat, to throw the torrents. And so, yeah, just will be first Aegis going their way. It's likely going to end up, well, as you say, it could be a farming Aegis, but you're really close to your BKB here on Chrysalis. Here comes the Medusa army. Oh, God.
Just a little too late. A little too late. I mean, it's funny now. Later, it really will be scary. All those Medusa illusions as she picks up even more agility items. It is something you got to be scared of. And she's actually changing it. Instead of Disperser, it looks like she's maybe getting a Butterfly first.
Yeah. Which I wasn't sure if she was going to finish the Disperser or not. Maybe doesn't really feel like she needs the Surge kind of yet that comes out of it. And so just going to stick on that butterfly. Okay, I have a question because they were supposed to add a mana cost to Diffusal. Did they just forget about that, or is the tooltip wrong?
I'm not sure. I've also noticed that. I keep meaning to test it, and then I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
And as a support player, I've literally never built Diffusal, so
I'm just gonna try and
idea.
see him cast it and see what happens. You know, it's like it's supposed to cost 25 mana. I don't know if it does, but we'll see.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Do it, Medusa. Diffusal one of these creeps for us.
Both teams gonna focus up on the Tormentors, maybe, as Ollie is down here just throwing up those poison stacks. Kunkka will help him finish it off. Yeah, nice job.
Puppy got the Aghanim Shard for Secret. I think the Venge one's better. It's slowly getting a little better, actually, the Mirana Shard, but still not really that amazing for a support Mirana, I feel like. I think the double stun from Venge a lot better.
The directional cast on the leap is actually kind of neat. I will say, like being able to like vector target the cone is not
I forgot they added that.
Bad like thing. It does a little bit of damage, you know, but it makes it at least way better because previously you're like, well, I don't really want to leap this way, and so now the cone's not gonna hit. But at least now you can, kind of like you would do with like a swashbuckle, throw the cone out a little bit, but. Secret. Oh my. Okay, Chrysalis is realizing, it's like, okay, those are the Shadow Demon illusions, I think. So, yeah, those things do a serious chunk of damage. Almost managed to get Lorna, but a great stomp from Boom on the backside. Medusa's got to be able to get this ult off, but instead just actually walks away. There's going to be the Torrent. They actually miss for the moment, but the coil connects onto him. Great swap to the low ground, but they're going to grab Boom with the lasso. Eki trying to get away. They will make a little bit of space, but they are really easy to chase. And now he will just sacrifice himself for the rest of his team. But Lorna, he's not done, man. He does so much damage. He wants to continue to chasing 4 more. The Glimmer Capes will be able to get Puppy to safety. But it looked like a potentially good fight for Secret, and instead they just don't have the damage follow-up for this Medusa.
Yeah, Medusa's pretty tanky herself, and then Kunkka did manage to cast the boat on top. So it was just really hard to like get enough damage to kill these heroes, and it also kind of forced them in to that area. Void Spirit and Centaur are able to get in there, but Troll not actually there to attack in that time.
Dude, I'm like looking at the disruption. This ability is actually so nuts with your Medusa. They get 70 bonus base damage and do 50% damage. So it's like these things are hitting for like 160 each.
There they are, helping to melt down that tower.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Well, they're gonna smoke up on the backside. Ollie does pop it. Chrysalis, nice jump in. They know no disruption this time, so they will grab themselves a little freebie there. So that's a nice find, but you lose the tier 2 tower anyway.
Yeah, if everyone gets out, I don't think you feel too bad on Aurora, but they're kind of close to Jabs and 23.
He's in a good spot on the high ground, but oh, he needs to be very careful. Oh no,
whoa,
the swap ends up giving him everything he needs. Oh, that is unfortunate. It's just
Okay,
one of those
guys,
like split-second decisions.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. That is the boat down, so you'll see Christos feels comfortable to just come up, hit this tier 1 even without creeps. It might keep going. Boat is cooldown got nerfed a little bit ago, so they have some time here if they want to keep pushing.
It was like 60 at all levels at one point, wasn't it?
Yeah, it used to be super low.
All right, well, you do have a Medusa problem. Like all of this time, like you have just been farming up on Aurora. You can also see the fact that the Batrider has passed both offlaners in terms of net worth, which is par for the course when it comes to Q. Like I said, this guy's Batrider has looked the most impressive in the tournament. Like I have seen this guy just do some ridiculous stuff on this hero. He has Force Staff, Blink, Solar Crest, and nearly Boots of Travel. So yeah, this guy is very scary.
I love it. He's living the support dream. More farm than the offlaners. That's the life.
Jabs finished up his Ags as well, so you have a little bit more team fight to play with. I like Secret's play here to just not actually go head on into Aurora. I think they are very scary right now. And try and get maybe whatever tower they can grab here is they're looking to go bottom or mid potentially, but
yeah, I think they recognize. Yeah, they're not strong enough to kill Medusa yet. I think. I mean, you're like 5-on-1 fighting her, you're fine, right? But the way these fights would play out, they don't feel confident enough yet. They want more items, but they might not be given that time.
You do not have a fortification, and this tower is not going to last long against 5 Medusas, so...
Illusion army.
Oh, man. You will be able to fort, of course, once the tower falls, but Lornov needs to be a little bit careful here. Q, if he gets a lasso, could spell disaster. We'll go ahead and pop that fortification. They do force it out as another disruption comes through from Ollie. Troll has come back, so it looks like they do want to fight Secret. They were looking at maybe trying to split push here, but my goodness.
This is the game plan. Medusa hits a strong timing. Everyone stand behind her.
They see Q, but they also see Corden on the other side. He's able to dodge out for the moment. He's thinking of going in on the Bat Rider, but would have been very scary. So they will just back away. They see everyone from Secret is here. Secret's going to smoke out after him.
Look how long range Disruption is. He has an Aether Lens and a Psychic Headband. It's going to be really tough to find Ollie in the back line. That's what Corden was trying to do, but ended up running into Q.
Jeez, yeah, I didn't even realize. That's quite nice. And he'll eventually get his Blink Dagger. He's only about 170 gold away, and at that point, it's even more difficult to find the Shadow Demon at the start of these fights. A very long wraparound here from Secret. They need this opening, but you aren't gonna get it. I mean, the calls from Aurora have been on point right now. Like, they are knowing exactly where Secret's moving around this map, even if, you know, they're under smoke or they're under Moonlight Shadow. Like, they're reading it perfectly.
Yeah, when those Medusa illusions killed those creeps and there was no response, they kind of know what's happening here. As they see Marana in the base, though, they're going to look for their own fight.
They managed to find him, but an instant disruption out to save him. And here comes the boats out from Jabs. They've caught the troll. The swap will save him for now. But you're just taking so much damage from this Medusa. The Void Spirit's going to go down first, and Jabs with Lorna will chase down Eki. 2 quick kills, but the lasso, it's managed to catch Chrysalis. He pops the BKB, he has to pop the Battle Trance. They will potentially get him. No, there's going to be the Stone Gaze. They've held it the whole fight, and Chrysalis 1v5. You no chance at all. And just
Roshan
like that,
could potentially
no
be up. Potentially up, but they're just going to go for it. They won that fight right in front of the enemy base.
There's no fortifications either.
Yeah, I think it's 2 sets of barracks.
Dude, it's at least 2. I think they might get the tier 3 as well. With how fast the Shadow Demon helps push here, you have 50 seconds with no troll, no BKB, nothing.
I think you're right. They're moving down. They didn't actually finish that range barracks top. Maybe they're going to send illusions there or something.
I mean, they should be able to get this. There's 10 seconds on a lasso. Lornov looking to just kind of put some harassment here into the Void Spirit, force him back into the fountain, make him feel a little bit less confident about going for the high ground.
He needs to kill that catapult and cut the next wave. Centaur already cut bottom, but mid's coming in now, so they're gonna have more backdoor time here. Yeah.
I mean, there's the lasso. They catch Puppy on the Marana. He will be able to get away for the moment, but boom, he went for the stomp. Eki just getting destroyed solo by Lornov. He's going to buy back into the game, and Troll is coming through as well. They've caught Kunkka. He's got his whole kit available. He's going to try and let her rip, but they grab the kill anyway. The boat will slow them down as Lornov goes in to try and do what he can. Almost manages to take down Boom. They will drop a smoke as the Medusa illusions will get cleaned up by Chrysalis. I mean, that's a decent disengage. You only lose the Kunkka. You force a buyback from the Venge.
Secret's hoping to find Roshan at least off of that, but they're going to get here and find out it is a very long spawn. Kunkka is going to respawn and be able to contest this.
You have a level 20 Medusa now as well. So that Stone Gaze duration is very scary. It can freeze you twice now under the increased duration, right? If you get caught from it early.
Crystal's just running in.
Yeah, Crystal's going to try, but Disperser gets her away. I mean, maybe they were looking for a swap there, but... Yeah, good patience from Aurora. They see them coming out like that. They're like, okay, maybe Roche isn't up. They're waiting for their Kunkka. 23. He's pretty far forward. They get the swap. He goes for the Manta. Can they save him? An instant disruption from Ollie, but he's really low on mana. He needs help. He goes for the Stone Gaze. He gets it. He's trying to just dish the damage back out, and he does. They can't finish the Medusa. 23 Savage stands his ground. They get 3. They're looking for Chrysalis. He can't TP to safety. 4 for 0. You dropped everything, and rightful GG. Yeah, they know there's nothing left.
That was a really good swap, actually. That was like the best play they could go for, but that shows how good of the itemization from Ollie was, recognizing